Not too much feathers. What up, y'all? It's your girl Dahlia with PhilaDehliaEagles.com. Coming to you with my schedule predictor video. Meaning, if you remember from last season when the NFL schedule came out, I went through all the matchups and picked whether I think the Eagles are going to win or lose based on my mindset of the Eagles right now. Again, this is pre-draft, so a lot's going to change. I know. And this is just a random speculation, but it's fun to kind of see where we think our birds are going to go. And by the way, Farley, I'm filming this during his feeding hour again, so if you hear a bunch of weird sounds like that, you know why. But let's get into it. So I put the link below, schedulepredictor.com, if you want to make your own picks and save them. And actually, I was looking at my predictions from last year, and one of the best teams that I predicted, or one of my best predictions that I did, was for the Cowboys. I predicted the Cowboys to go, I think it's 5-11. And I was trolling you Cowboys fans so hard, and you were making fun of me. And well, yeah, the Cowboys ended up going 4-12. So even worse than what I had predicted, but I was still close. So that was my one accurate, semi-accurate prediction that I made during the offseason. The Eagles, yeah, it was way off. But but let's get into it for this year. So again, schedulepredictor.com is in the link if you'd like to make your own predictions. And I'm just going to go through it real quick and give you my story of where I think the Eagles are going to be at. So at this point, you may know that, or you may have observed that I have some concerns for my Eagles going into this season. So normally, you know me, I'm Miss Optimist. Anything, is possible. And our Eagles have so much potential. And that's normally my vibe. And not so much right now. So I'm not going to be negative, but I'm not going to be this blind optimist where I just, you know what I mean. So I'm going in with expectations here rather than here because let's pause and remember last season. Remember after, one of those preseason games where Sam Bradford, he was lighting it up. Our expectations ended up rising, and we were all just so excited, super hopeful of the potential of this team, and having those higher expectations led to us being, extremely disappointed at the end of the season. So what I want to do is avoid that feeling, or not, you can't really avoid it, but try and soften the blow a little bit. So here's my attempt to soften the blow. I'm going into this schedule predictor pre-draft with low expectations. So the Eagles right now, I have low expectations in that I'm not sure what to make of Doug Peterson and what he's going to do in his leadership. So with that, I think we're going to have a slow start. So, with the Browns, week 1, we host the Browns, and I'm going to give us a surprising loss. And we face the Bears. I'm going to give that a loss too. And we face the Steelers. Going to give that a loss. So I got us coming out with a 3-game losing streak, which, well, at this point, Philly fans are going insane, right? We are probably going to be eating each other alive. Doug Peterson, we're going to be asking for his head on a stick. But we'll go into the bye week and we'll have time to regroup, reassess the situation, and with that time, the early bye, which I think sucks, having it so early because now we have a long second half of the season, but it'll help us steer that losing momentum into maybe a little winning momentum. So after the bye week, we face the Lions, which I'm going to give us a win. And we play the Washington football team, and I'm going to have us win in Washington. And then we play the Vikings, which they're a pretty solid team. So I'm going to give us a loss. I don't think we're ready for them just yet. At Cowboys, you know the Eagles like to handle business when they're in Dallas. So I'm going to give us a win there. Then against the Giants, at Giants, same thing. I'm going to give us the win. And then Falcons. You know what? The Falcons, I'm going to give us a win on that one because, well, they started out hot last season, but we should have beat them I think it was week 1 we played them, and we were just a catch away from beating them. So I say we get our redemption this year. Jordan Matthews makes that catch that he should have made last season. And after that, we have some tough opponents. Seahawks, at Seahawks. And again, I plan to be at this game and organizing the tailgate with all my homies. This is going to be a tough game to win. So I got to be realistic right now since my expectations are low. I'm going loss. Packers, being realistic, going loss. Bengals. Now the Bengals, you know, most people would say they're obviously the better team, but they are also one of those flip-floppy teams where they have their bad days, and I'm going to hope we catch them on one of those bad days. So I'm going to go with a win there, but I see us splitting with Washington, so going with a loss there. And then versus Baltimore. At Ravens. This one I'm kind of undecided on. I'll give us a win. Now, I usually have us splitting the division, and at this point we've already beaten the Giants and the Cowboys. So I say these two games, it depends on where the playoff standings are. And if we have something to play for, we'll win at least one of these, the last 2 games, or play spoiler. So, but for now, I'm going to have us lose. So, versus Giants, loss. Versus Cowboys, loss. So we split the division. Ultimately, I have us finishing at 7-9. And that seems like a pretty realistic, low expectation type of prediction. So let me know where you guys see the Eagles finishing this season based on this schedule and based on your mindset of the Eagles right now before they've even drafted anybody. So again, a lot's going to change, but you know, we got time. It's the off season, man. So let me know what you think. You can put your predictions in the comments below or tag me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff. And the shareable link will be schedulepredictor.com, where you can make all your picks, share them with your friends, and that's really it. So next video, I know I haven't forgotten about you MLB homies. I have to shout a bunch of you out because you gave me some great information, and I will be doing my FanDuel video next. So stay tuned. That's it. It's your girl Delia with PhilaDehliaEagles.com signing off. EAGLES Eagles.